Hey everyone, welcome back. Today I'm taking you through days 5 through 9 of our amazing Mediterranean cruise. For this part of our journey, we're scheduled to go to Santorini, Mykonos, Athens, and Naples. So if you're curious to see what delicious food, stunning views, and historical landmarks we can find in these cities, stick around. We started day 5 with an excursion that kicked off at 10:20 a.m. When you book an excursion through Disney Cruise Line, the information for where and when to meet will show up on your app. Our first step was tendering to the island. This was our first experience with tendering, and it was interesting. We were a little unnerved by the wind, but boarded this smaller boat and off we went to the island. Our first stop was at the Akrotiri ruins. What I loved about this site was it's all covered, so you're not baking in the sun while you're exploring. Akrotiri is a Minoan city on Santorini that was buried by a volcanic eruption, preserving it in ash. No human remains have been found at this site, suggesting that the residents evacuated in time. This site features so many intriguing elements like vibrant frescoes, pottery, and even what appear to be beds. Akrotiri had multi-story buildings, paved streets, and a drainage system, evidence of advanced urban planning. It's often called the Pompeii of the Aegean, due to its exceptional preservation. Our guide was excellent, giving us a great overview in about an hour. After the tour, we had around 20 minutes for bathroom breaks, snacks, and a quick stop at the gift shop. The bus ride back to Fira took about 30 minutes, and that's where our tour officially ended. From there, we were on our own. We briefly explored the city and then headed toward the restaurants along the coast for lunch. We ate at the Irani Cafe, which gave us some of the most stunning views while we dined. We had an amazing Greek salad, our charcuterie board, and some delicious baklava and moussaka. Between the views, the service, and the delicious Greek salad, I would absolutely give this place a 10 out of 10. It is one of my favorite memories from the trip. After lunch, we explored some of the shopping. Shopping is one of my favorite vacation activities, and I couldn't resist buying a new purse. We found that the shopping in Santorini was a lot less crowded and way easier to navigate than it would be in Mykonos. While shopping in Santorini, I stopped to try a Freddo cappuccino, which we had been told was one of the top local treats. I am an avid coffee drinker, but let me tell you, it was strong and bitter. Definitely an acquired taste. In order to make it back to the tender boats, we had to choose to use the gondola system or walk the donkey path. We decided to take our chances on the donkey path. This turned out to be the most intense part of our day. It was over 90 degrees with zero shade. If you're thinking about doing this, keep in mind that it's slippery, full of donkey poop, and not for the faint of heart. We saw several people struggling with heat exhaustion, and I definitely advise against it if you're older or have any health issues. It took us about 25 minutes to get down the path. I would probably also recommend against the donkey path if you're wearing sandals. After our donkey poop dodging adventure, we had to wait about an hour for the tender boats back to the ship. It was hot and everyone was a little bit grouchy. There was some line drama because things got a little out of order, and there were some guests that were very unkind to the cast members. It's really important to remember that the cast members are truly doing their best and some things are out of their control. Please always do your best to be kind. Pro tip here, if you are taking a summer Mediterranean cruise, pack those cooling towels. It was hot, and we sure missed ours. Our tender ride back to the boat only took about 15 minutes. Back on the ship, we hit the pool to cool off. Dinner that night was at the Royal Palace. The highlight was definitely the apple tart with cheesecake, which is a signature dessert from the Wish. It was excellent. Day 6, we were in Mykonos, and we decided to just kind of see where the day took us and not schedule any excursions. We caught a free shuttle that Disney had provided and then decided to take a tour of Delos. Delos is a small island in the Aegean Sea that was once one of the most important religious and cultural centers of ancient Greece. According to mythology, it's the birthplace of Apollo and Artemis, making it a sacred site filled with impressive ruins and temples. This is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. We were able to purchase tickets right there at the dock for our tour. We took the 10 a.m. tour, which started with a shuttle boat to the island. We arrived around 10:50 and the tour was fantastic. Delos was so full of history and our guide made it come to life. We were truly impressed with the detail and beauty of these ruins. If you like history, this would be a great tour for you to take. We left Delos at 1:30 and took a 30-minute boat ride shuttle back to Mykonos. For lunch, we found another waterside restaurant to try called Vigara. We love to try new cuisines, and so we had pita, shrimp saganaki, and fried zucchini balls for our starters. For an entree, I had the grilled sea bass with veggies. I am not usually a big fish eater, but the seafood was so fresh and delicious in this area. My husband had the seafood pasta, and everything was excellent. Again, we really enjoyed the food and the environment here and would highly recommend this place. After lunch, we wandered through town checking out the little shops. There were lots of repeat items, but also some upscale shopping mixed in. We walked to the famous windmills and then ferried back to the ship thanks to Disney's free ferry service. The ship was quieter that evening, so we rested a bit before dinner. The menu was Greek-themed, but it wasn't the best meal we had. We were so exhausted, we crashed early this night. Need help planning your Disney cruise? If you're feeling overwhelmed with all the options on your Disney cruise, excursions, dining, stateroom choices, show schedules, don't worry, I've got you. I specialize in Disney vacations and my planning services are completely free. Whether it's your first Disney cruise or your fifth, I'm here to take the stress out of your planning so you can just focus on the fun. From booking the perfect sailing to helping you navigate onboard activities and port adventures, I'll handle the details so you don't have to. Just reach out using the link in the description and we'll get your planning started today. Day 7 was supposed to be our Athens excursion day, but we found ourselves exhausted and not feeling our best after 2 long days in the heat, so we decided to stay on the ship instead of going to Athens. We slept in and missed breakfast. The ship's breakfast window is shorter when you're in port. With breakfast being over, we headed to the Cove Cafe for a coffee and a quick bite. Cove Cafe is the coffee shop in the adult-only area on Disney's cruise ships. This cafe is a wonderful place if you need a peaceful moment to relax and enjoy a drink. The coffees here are always delicious, and you can even get your favorite character printed right on the top. The drinks here are one of the few things on Disney ships that are an additional charge, but the pastries are included. They also offer a punch card for coffee, so you can earn a free drink if you go enough. The ship was so empty this day that we truly enjoyed it. Staying on the ship on a port day gives you the opportunity to really relax and enjoy some quiet. Because the ship was so empty, we were able to get the best seats on the pool deck and spent the day relaxing there. Have you been waiting for me to share my all-time favorite Disney cruise appetizer? Well, your wait is over. Our dinner this night was back at Animators Pallet, and the best appetizer you'll find on Disney Cruise Line is the black truffle persets. If you like delicious pasta and truffles, you will love these little purses of truffle perfection. You could even go crazy and order 2 helpings because on Disney cruises, you can order whatever you want. Not only was the food delicious this night, but this was the night we all got to become Disney animators and see our drawings come to life next to classic Disney characters. Pro tip here, this experience only happens on the Dream and Fantasies. The other Disney cruise ships will give you a different, unique experience at Animators Pallet. Day 8 was another sea day, and we made the most of it by indulging in a Palo brunch. This brunch was amazing as always. It would be very hard to convince me that you'll ever have a better meal on a Disney cruise ship. We've tried Palo for brunch and dinner and had the brunch at Remy's. All those meals were wonderful, but Palo brunch truly blows the other 2 away. My top picks for this brunch are the almond croissant, the charcuterie, and the chicken parmesan. Absolute perfection. We spent the rest of the day relaxing, finished our souvenir shopping, and joined in on some Disney music trivia. For dinner, we went for something at the quick service counter as we were still pretty full from brunch. These counters do have limited hours and may not be open at dinner time, so if that's the option you'd like to make sure you go when they're still open. You can always also fall back on the free Disney room service if you don't feel like sit-down dining. Finally, day 9 brought us to Naples. Because we had done the Pompeii excursion the year before, we decided to stay in Naples and explore the city. We spent the day wandering around, trying pizza and gelato, and doing a bit of shopping. We walked through a beautiful mall area and down to the coast. We wanted to visit a couple castles and cathedrals, but it was Sunday, so we weren't able to do as much exploring as we would have liked. In hindsight, I kinda wish we had booked an excursion this day, as Naples just didn't have as much to offer as I thought it would. We went back to the ship and decided to ask if we could dine at the early dining time instead of waiting until our 8:15 time. As always, the Disney team does their absolute best to give you great service, and they were able to accommodate our request. I wouldn't do this often because you could tell it did kind of change things for them, but if you're feeling really exhausted or if you missed your early dining time, it never hurts to ask and see if they can make an accommodation. We spent the rest of the evening reflecting on what an incredible trip it had been, packing up and preparing for debarkation. On our debarkation morning, we were up early and off the ship by around 8 o'clock. We typically travel with just carry-on bags, and so we do not use the Disney luggage service, but if you want to, you can put your bags out the last night of the cruise and Disney will unload them off the ship for you. Well, that's a wrap on our Mediterranean cruise. From the stunning landscapes of Santorini and Mykonos to the historic vibes of Naples, it was an unforgettable journey. If you enjoyed coming along with us, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. More adventures are just around the corner, and thanks for watching.